Hi everybody. I've made this video before, but I'm gonna make it one more time for my YouTube channel because I can't get it to post. This is just a regular granny square, and we're just gonna start with the slip stitch, and then you're gonna chain 4 or 5, depending. I'll do 5, depending on how you crochet, or if it's whatever you usually do when you do a circle. I'm gonna do 5 just so you can see it. And then you chain 3 after you attach the circle. And then we're just going to work 2 more double crochets. 1, 2. And then we're going to make our corner by chaining 2. And then we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2. 3, and then we're going to make our other corner, chain 2, and I'm just crocheting right over the tail here so that it tucks in. And we're going to chain 3, double crochet 3, and you're just working these all into the center loop. 3, and then 1 more corner, chain 2. And then 3 double crochets. 3. And then chain 2. And then we're going to attach the chain 2 at the top of the beginning chain 3. The slip stitch. Now when you're working a regular granny square, to keep it square, what you want to do is flip your work. So we're going to chain 3. You're going to flip your work over, so now you're working back in the corner that you were in. You're going to double crochet 2. And then you're going to chain 2. And then you're going to work 3 double crochets. 3. There's 2 different ways to do the regular granny square. Some people do a chain 1 and then go into the corner. I don't like them that way. I think they're a little too loose. So I just skip right to the next corner. And I work 3 double crochets. And then you're going to chain 2, 3 double crochets. Basically, you're just working sets of 3 double crochets, and your chain 3 is going to always count in this pattern as a double crochet. You skip to the next corner. Three. Chain 2, and 1, 2, oops, 3, skip to the next corner, 3 double crochets, 2, 3, chain 2, 3 double crochets. And I'm just going to show you how to change colors, because a lot of times people find it difficult on the granny square to change colors. So we're just going to attach it back at the corner, at the top of the chain 3, the slip stitch, and we're going to chain 1. And then you're going to clip your yarn. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. And then you have a granny square. And then when you take another color, let's try white because it's what I have right here. find the end, and then you're just gonna slip stitch, and then you're gonna put your slip stitch just like you would normally, and then you want to start on a corner. It makes it a little easier. And what I do is I start with a standing double crochet, so you just cross your yarn over just like it's on already in your project, and then you stick it through, and then you just work a regular double crochet. You can also do the chain 3 if you'd like to. I just find it a little easier, and then I can just crochet over my tail that way to secure it in there. And then chain 2, and 3 double crochets. Of course, I grabbed a yarn that's tangled. 3. Now right here you have a space where you skipped over to the corner, and what you're gonna do is skip over to that. Now, tail out of the way, and you're gonna work 3 double crochets into that space. Sorry about my yarn here. I don't know what the problem is. And then we're just going to skip over to the corner again. Tail's stuck in there. And you're going to do 3 double crochets. Three, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. And then I'm going to pause the video and I'll meet you back around. I'm going to untangle my yarn. Okay, I'm just getting around to the last one here, and we're just going to attach that with a slip stitch at the top of the standing double crochet, and then you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to flip your work over, and then you're just going to work 3 double crochets, or I'm sorry, 2 double crochets for a total of 3, and then you skip to the next stitch. And if you want, you can make the chain stitch in between. Like I said, I don't do it that way. Some people do. I think it looks a little tighter this way. Stays a little bit closer together. And then in the corner, you're just going to chain, or you're just going to double crochet 3 times. Chain 2, oops, and double crochet 3 times. And every time you go around, you're going to have an extra space on the side. So this time we have 2 spaces. So you're going to chain 3 in the next space. I'm sorry, 3 double crochet in the next space. Skip to the next space, 3 double crochet, 3, and then you're going to do that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. Okay, we're just getting on the last corner here. Just going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and you can actually just keep going around and around as long as you flip your work. Every time you'll come out with a square, and a lot of people make baby blankets this way, or they just make bigger ones, just depending on what you're doing. And we're going to attach this one, sorry, at the top of the the chain 3. Now I'm going to tie this one off. If you don't flip your work sometimes, make sure when you change the color too that you do that extra single crochet to make sure that it's tight. Sometimes when you don't flip it, what happens is it starts to turn funny. When you start on the next row, you don't have to, like if you change colors, you don't have to flip it over because you're keeping it square. And then I just start on any one of the corners, and again I just cross my yarn over and I do a standing double crochet, just basically just like a regular double crochet. You're just starting out that way. I just find it easier. I don't know, some people like the chain 3. Alright, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. And then now you see we have 3 spaces. So it's just how your granny square grows. It depends on how many you want to do. A lot of people make them either 5 or 6 rows for a granny square blanket. You can do them in, you know, any color you want or any combination. It's all pretty much up to you, however you want to do it. Mix and match granny squares. It's the nice thing about a granny square blanket is you can make it any way you want. It is a little easier if all the granny squares are the same size, but you don't have to do that either. There's ways around that when you're sewing it together. We're just going to work this all the way around, and I will meet you back at the other side and we'll finish it off. Okay, we're just getting around to the last one here. Okay, and then we're going to attach this up here. And there you go. Now what I usually do is, I chained one. I usually single crochet around the entire outside. What that does is it gives me a place when I stitch it together, and then you just chain one in the corner and then just single crochet all the way around the outside. And this is going to be a multicolored blanket. If I was doing a blanket, say, that I was sewing together with black or some other color, I would do the single crochet around the outside in black. It kind of hides the seam from when you sew it together better. So you don't have to do this part. For me, I just find it makes my granny squares a little more even. It makes it sewing it together a little easier. I don't have a video about sewing them together yet, but I will. I'll do one of those pretty soon. So basically you just make all the granny squares, however many you want, in order to make a blanket or whatever you want to make with them. And then you just sew them together and you're all set. Pretty easy project for any level, any beginner, intermediate, depending on what granny squares you make. There's hundreds and hundreds of different granny squares. I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos on granny squares. I have a few other ones on my channel already, so make sure you subscribe to my channel, like my video, share my video with your friends. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'm on Patreon, Chrissy13. I try to put all my patterns on there. I'm on Rumble, YouTube. and I try to answer any comments or questions. Then when you just come back to the other side, you just attach it and then you finish it off. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any suggestions or any granny squares that you'd like to see, just shoot me a comment. I'll see if I can find the pattern for it so I can make it for you. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.